Hello and welcome. This is the Connectors Edge podcast. I'm Marian LaSalle and my co-host Ricki McKenna and our special guest Ted Shaw. Today I would like to introduce you to why we got started doing this and why we continue doing it. Let's put it that way. We just love it. We love introducing you to our friends, and we love introducing our friends to other friends. It's all about connections, right? So think about it. Connectors Business Network, Connectors Our Book Club, Connectors Edge Podcast, Connectors Classroom. There's a lot of connections going on here, and we love it. We absolutely love it. That's what really gets us going. Every week we get to meet new people, or we get to reintroduce new people to other people. So
Hmm.
it's fuel. Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about what we got going on this week in the Connectors Business Network. So this week, we have a lady named Glenna Stevenson who's going to be talking about AI, but in a different way than you're probably thinking. So her AI talk training is going to be about how you, the author, the inventor, the person who owns your own business, the blogger, all the different things that you're doing out there, how you get credit for it as the owner instead of wherever you're posting it. So let's say you write a blog on uh, Patreon
Medium,
or
Patreon.
Medium or Substack. They own that and they get the SEO, right? So there's this new
Hmm.
thing with AI that will allow you to sidestep it a little bit and you be the owner of
Hmm.
your own stuff. So even Amazon owns your stuff. It's like, and they do it
Yeah.
for a reason, and that's a good reason, because the more people that know about Amazon, the more people are going to be directed to your book, okay? Or the more people that go to Substack, the more people might read your blog. Okay, so now you get the idea. I won't go into any more detail than that, but I think it's going to be very, very educational
Hmm.
and entertaining.
Yeah.
So be sure and come. It's every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Mountain. And where are you, Ted? In
Chapala.
Mexico, Chapala,
Yes, sir.
Mexico.
It'd be
Chapala,
6:30.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it
Same
would be,
same time zone as Mexico City.
oh, there you go. And 8:30 Eastern time. So put that in your calendar. Meet us every Thursday night because we have a lot going on. So I'm a teacher. I teach software and how to create graphics, things like that. And I'm the second Thursday. The first Thursday, we have Marketing Made Easy with Suzanne Sherrard. And then the third Thursday is Red O'Loughlin, who helps authors get up on Amazon and get seen by so many different people when you hit, number one, right? All the good things. So I won't continue on any longer. We're going to spend the rest of the time talking to Ted. And I know that Ricki has the first question for him. So I'm just going to let her go for it.
Well, Ted and I have just met. We met previously by email, and it's been a delightful conversation back and forth from where Ted is living, and Ted is living in Mexico. And what I would love to know, Ted, is tell us about how you got to where you are in Chapala, which is kind of a tiny little town, isn't it? And what I love about, I know a number of people who have moved to Mexico from the United States, and they find life very fascinating there. There are some cultural differences that are wonderful. But I'm going to close my mouth, and I'm Ted Shaw. Tell us who you are and about your book. I can see the book up there.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Ricki, thank you so much. Marion, thank you both for having me guest this podcast. I'm very honored. Thank you. Um, wow. You have a short question, but
Yeah.
it's going to take a long answer.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. Well,
No, I want a very specific question. I don't want a general.
a specific question.
Yeah.
How different do you find the culture in Mexico, in the town where you're living, and why did you choose that town? That's kind of two. But
Okay.
a lot of people that I know from here, whom I know from the States, have either a place to go in Mexico, and they have several different places
Acapulco.
where they go. Yeah, well, not so much Acapulco, but the little towns that are off the beaten path, so to speak, where they find, I think, peace and quiet for one thing, and then can escape the hustle and bustle of the States, because I know we have so much noise going on most of the time. But my question really is, Ted, introduce yourself with, I really don't know a lot about you, and I'd like to learn more because Marian has said many, many good things about you. You have a book, you're a writer, among other things, from what I gather. And I'd like to know why a writer would choose a little town in Mexico to live.
Okay.
Does that make it more specific?
Well, let's see what I can do with that. A little backstory. I grew up in Texas, Houston, Texas area.
Hmm.
Yeah, and actually at a little town called Pasadena, Texas. It's a
Oh,
little
yes.
oil refinery town on the Houston Ship Channel. Back when I was there and growing up and being in corporate America and all that kind of stuff, I used to say that yogurt had more culture than Pasadena.
We named it Stinkadena
Yeah,
over
we
here.
did. After
Pas
driving through a few times.
Get down Dena, where the air is greener.
All right. I
Oh
love
Yeah.
God.
it.
So yeah, I was probably the only kid or the only young man around who had a copy of the Bhagavad Gita, a book on transcendental meditation. I saw my first UFO when I was in middle school. This was before Sputnik. So whatever that was, whatever that bright star was that coasted up overhead, stopped. Three of us boys were watching this thing, and it just made a couple of turns and then went, and we were like, "What was that?" And we were in middle school, and we hadn't even discovered drugs or anything. So, but that was my first experience. My second experience that got me wondering about stuff was prior to that event. I was hanging out with another young man, another friend of mine, whose dad was the weirdo on the block.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
he 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 was he was a hypnotist.
Ah.
And so one day we're over there at his house, and I don't know how we got on the subject of hypnotism, but he offered to hypnotize me. I went for it. He did, and I was totally aware of the whole conversation. And he told me that I would be glued to the couch. I wouldn't be able to get up. Well, I heard all of that in my conscious mind, so I was no problem with that at all. And we got ready to go and get up, and I couldn't get off the couch. I was glued to the couch. And I was like, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I, and then when he said the magic word, I was released. I could get off the couch. And that haunted me for forever.
I
So
bet.
the workings of the mind have fascinated me all this time.
Ah.
Well, I got
Mhm.
into psychedelics back in the 60s, 70s. I knew people that would drop a hit or two of acid and go to a concert. I'd go out in the woods and eat 8 or 10 of them and try to find the face of God.
Oh my God, Ted.
I should be in a rubber
Oh.
room somewhere. I don't recommend that path to anybody.
Oh man.
No,
Wow.
no.
Well, obviously your mind, your brain has survived well. So tell
Yeah.
us, keep
Um,
going.
doesn't
Wow.
bother me. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me.
Ted, I love you so much.
Oh yeah. I in Texas, the Cowboys would say, been rode hard and put away wet.
Wet. Yep, I've heard
And
that one.
I have been rode hard and put away wet time after time after time. I've had to start all over from scratch. several times in my life.
Hmm.
So I was just thinking, getting ready for this podcast, I was just thinking the other day, I wonder if there's some kind of a subconscious enjoyment I have out of starting all over. Uh, but here I am. I'm right here in the middle of this conversation, starting over.
That keeps you from being static. That's really cool. Go
I
for
It
it.
love that.
sure
I
does.
love
Yeah,
that idea
actually.
of, the art of starting over type of thing, because I
Hmm.
think a lot of people do that due to death, divorce, whatever it is that we're doing, right? We're
Yes.
starting over. We lose a job or we quit a job or we get pushed out because we're too old, according to them. I mean, there's so many reasons why we need to start over. Uh, Gosh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah,
Keep
and you
going.
know, and
Yeah.
life doesn't wait for us to calm down.
Nope.
Stress stress shows up uninvited. Overwhelmed doesn't ask permission. And then we just found ourselves, floundering and hurting and indecisive and tripping over our own stuff. And so it's been my goal, one of my goals is to create ways to help people navigate that change, that
Mm.
time. Uh, the first thing to do is, just stop. And sometimes we can't just stop when everything is just coming apart around us and we don't have any plans and nothing we're trying works. And then when we just, it's this crazy cycle that our
Yes.
mind gets into, and then our nervous system is a part of that too.
Hmm.
And if you can work on one, you get your thoughts settled, but if you don't get your nervous system aligned, you're just going to be bouncing back and forth. You're not going to get anywhere. And I didn't mean to get off of that. I was trying to answer your question
No,
about how I got here.
no, that makes perfect sense. But please continue because I'm right there with you, and I'm sure many of our viewers are.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, especially in today's world. I read that they, the experts, say that stress-related illness is the number one killer in the U.S.,
Yes,
possibly the
yes,
Yes,
rest of the world.
yes.
I
The way the
think it's
world is.
surpassed heart disease at this point.
Yep.
However, it's connected to heart disease.
I think it affects different people different ways. I
Differently,
can tell you that
absolutely.
I had a severe stress, problem in my life at one time, and I lost a lot of hair. I mean, I looked down
Mm-hmm.
in the shower because the water was coming up on my ankles, and I realized that my hair was falling out so much so it was
Ooh.
clogging up the,
Mm-hmm.
the drain. And
Yes,
when I
ma'am.
went to the doctor, he said, "Have you had a lot of stress about 3 months ago?" And I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Well, yes, as a matter of fact. I mean, life changing stress." He goes, "Yeah, that's what, there was nothing wrong with me otherwise. It was stress." So it can have, just like you said, Ricki, it could affect your heart,
Oh,
your hair, your illnesses, all the different things.
yeah.
Oh,
It
Ted, keep
manifests
going.
it manifests in everyone a little bit differently, but the patterns, I believe, are similar. And so,
Yep.
where did you land, Ted? You've obviously started several times, according to what you said. And it seems to, for some people who can roll with it in a sense, I
Mm-hmm.
think it pushes them forward or gives them impetus to move forward and let go, hopefully, of the crap in the past.
Yes. I wow. You take me back.
I'm
But
trying to take you here.
yeah. Well, to how I got here physically in Chapala, I met my wife. My
Hmm.
I'm a master firewalking instructor.
Ah,
I don't teach anymore, but at one time I was one of the master teachers and co-author of the instruction manual for teaching firewalking instructors.
Wow.
You might know Tony Robbins, T.
Mhm.
Harv
I've heard of
Eker,
him.
T. Harv Eker, and some of the
Yeah.
other leading speakers in the world who do firewalking in their events. Tony Robbins, all of them got their certification in the school where I used to teach. So, having said that, firewalking has a lot to do with mindset and intention.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
I mean,
Doesn't that
it,
correlate to life?
it correlates to a lot of things. It is a very useful metaphor. The one metaphor that I like to put on it is the way we do this is the way we do everything else.
Ooh.
How you approach the fire, what your mindset is, what you see on the other side of the fire. You see, it's not the firewall. It's what's on the other side of that. When you step up to the fire, there's a veil of fear between you and everything else. Don't put your focus on the fire. Put your focus on your dream. What is it you're trying to accomplish? What is it that is on the other side of this veil? This veil is fear. This veil is energy. Energy. It is the same energy, whether you attach the emotion of fear to it or you attach the emotion of excitement to it.
Mm.
Fear and excitement, two sides of the same coin.
Mm.
So you put your focus on your target, on your goal, the dream. The dream powers the machine. And you don't look at anything else. You don't think about anything else. You put all of that off to the side. You focus on that. And you'll know when it's time to take that first step. When you take the first step, all the rest of them follow automatically. And that veil just drops away. You step off on the fire on the other side, embracing your new you, embracing this person, this entity, this personality, this artist, this author, this whatever you feel like you want to be is there. It's you, and you step into that role, and there you go.
Ooh, that's powerful. I can actually feel that. Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now
See,
you
you
know
didn't
why I
even have
wanted.
to walk on. You didn't even have to walk on fire to get there, did you?
That's right. Yes,
No.
you took us there. You took us there, and we
Hmm.
felt it,
Yeah.
and we saw it, and we've been there, but not quite to that point. And the fear, yeah, the fear.
So anytime from now on, anytime you feel that veil of fear, you know that you're going into the unknown. You don't know
Yeah.
what's there and how's there and all of that, and all of that is going to be that veil of fear. Now you know. Let me turn that veil around to the excitement part, and let
Mm.
me walk through this, and let me engage in this new vision of myself.
Ted, I had this experience the other day. Uh, I probably was, letting you channel into my brain because I was in a networking event where I only knew two people. The room was filled. I don't know how many people were there, as many people as you could pack in this huge room. And I knew that they were going to call my name and I was going to have to say who I am and what I do. I only had 30 seconds to do it. And I could feel the fear. I could feel the fear. I thought, well, that's ridiculous, Marian. You know what you're doing. You know what you're going to say. It's what you do.
Hmm.
And all of a sudden, I let the fear go. So thank you for that because without that kind of thought pattern, we let the fear take us over. Like, like as soon
Yeah.
as that fear started, I wanted to go to the bathroom and wait for it to be over and then come back. Or I, you know, just pass me by, go to somebody else type of thing. And that's ridiculous. We all have something we need to say. We have a book in us that we need to write. We have things we don't want to do, and the fear just stops us. So thank you very much. And let's talk about your book, The Lost Art of
Yeah.
Feeling Alive, because to me that title is just magical. Tell us about it. How did you write it? What's it about? Who's it for?
It's for anybody who is going through or has recently gone through as struggling with a change in their life, whether
Oh
it's
my gosh.
a small change or a big change.
It's mine.
Yes.
I want
Okay.
it.
At 80
I
years
have,
old, Ricki decided to get married and moved to Colorado from Houston. I mean, talk about change.
Within 2
Woohoo!
months of each
Yeah,
other.
yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
So this book is for you, Ricki, it sounds like.
Absolutely. Send
this
me a
book, okay.
copy.
Well, I want to, yeah, I'll stay in touch with you guys. So as soon as it's published, I'll get you.
For sure. Yes, please.
The book has come from my most recent experience. As I said, I met my wife 11 years ago. It was a magical union, and we were just magical. Uh, and met her at a firewalk. So firewalk brought us together. And at that time, in my mind, I had this vision of my perfect art gallery, my perfect art studio. It would be on the side of a mountain, surrounded by windows and openings on at least 3 sides, positioned so that I could see the sunrise or the sunset, and I could look out over the water.
Mm.
And in my vision, I never saw the need for any environmental controls. It was just perfect weather. Well, when Anna's mother got sick, we came here, and well, actually, it was before that. Anna had to have an emergency operation. She flew to Guadalajara to have it done. I flew to Guadalajara to be with her. That's the way my stepfather raised me, was you go with them, you go with your wife to
Yes,
the doctor and stuff. And so I
absolutely.
did. Well, while I was here, met her parents, and they took me to the Malecon, which is a concrete boardwalk. In the States, we would call it boardwalk, but here everything's made out of concrete and brick, so it's a Malecon. The beautiful walking area right along the edge of the lake. At sunset, I saw the sunset over the lake. The energy rose off the lake, and I knew this place was magical.
Mm.
So we did the operation thing. We went back to, she was living in a border town on the Mexico side of Texas border. We went back there and we were continuing our plans, and her mother got really sick, almost died. We flew here, and we were the only 2 in her family who had the lifestyle that would permit us to be able to uproot, change our plans, get close to them, take care of them. In Mexico, that's just the way they do their elderly folks. They have a lot of respect for the older people.
Yes.
They respect their wisdom. They respect their experience, and they really it's a different culture that way. In Texas, I can't speak for the United States, but in Texas, where I came from, we're results oriented. Let's get it done, right? Here in Mexico, they are relationship oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships are first. Family,
I'm writing that down.
Yes.
Relationships
and
are
then
first.
That's your connections.
yes, you look at the history of Mexico, and you discover why they do not trust the governments. Governments here come and go, and people just don't trust the government. And so they have to rely on themselves. They can't rely on the government. So that creates a whole different culture.
Yeah.
This culture was 400 years in slavery under Spain and So that had an effect on them too. So we got here, we got closer. Her dad had designed this 2-story house. He owned, developed and owned a testing laboratory, one of the most prestigious ones in Mexico. So he's a very successful scientist. And he had this house designed, 2-story house. The upper story he had planned for when he retired, he would go ahead and finish it out into a full-blown apartment and lease it out for a little extra income, right? So I'm helping and we're doing all that kind of stuff, and I'm getting to know them, and they adopted me just right off the bat. One day he takes me upstairs and he shows me the upstairs, and it's a storage. It's just full of old furniture and stuff and packed here and there. And he waved his hands out there and he said, "If you want this, you can have it."
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Now, I have a feeling that this implied more than just the room in which you were standing.
Surrounded on 3 sides with windows, big windows. In my vision, my windows had tall arched openings all around the studio. To my right, that whole wall was 3 huge, tall, arched windows looking out over the mountain. To the left, more windows looking out over Lake Chapala. Sun rises to the east, sun sets to the west.
You manifested.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh,
Cheers to that.
wow. I was speechless. I still am. Because this manifestation stuff works. Once you get it, once you understand, and there's a whole lot of noise around it that's distracting from the real simple element that makes it work. Then stuff shows up all the time. So that's how I got here. I accepted. We cleaned it all up, repainted it, we fixed it all up, and made it a open loft art studio, and then we were part of the family, and I was very fortunate because I got real insight into the Mexican culture. Not like people do when they hit the tourist towns and things like that. They don't really see Mexico.
Right.
Way more to it. So her mother got sicker and sicker, and I did several firewalks here before COVID. And then her mother became bedridden, began to lose her memory while she was still, man, pardon me, this is a touchy subject.
I feel it.
Anna, one day her mother was apologizing to her for being such a problem. And Anna took her hand and said, "Oh, Mom, you loved me when I couldn't do anything myself. Now it's my turn to love you." And she did. She did. Anna was the best caregiver anybody could have ordered. She studied nutrition to know how to feed her mother, keep her as best she could. She actually cured her mother of type 2 diabetes with nutrition and diet because her mother couldn't exercise. Well, that went on for 4 long years. we pretty much put everything on our back burner, and I was there to support her. I had been through some of this before. I wasn't a stranger to end of life and caregiving and things like that with my own family. Whew. Well, there you go. That was that.
And take a breath.
And well, I didn't know how to navigate that situation and maintain a marriage. I mean, even though I'm a life coach and a relationship coach, and Anna's a life coach, when you're in the heat of the battle, you really need some rails to hang on to. And we didn't have that. We were just doing the best we could. And that experience, when her mother passed, of course, everybody was breathing a sigh of relief because, it was good for her mom, good for everybody else. And it was time. And I just kind of expected that, well, okay, now things will get back into order. And, we'll pick up where we left off and, keep on going. And we had about a year off, and then her dad got sick. Yeah. And that was 3 years ago. So it was just not, we just couldn't make it work anymore. So I felt like it was best if I just kind of pulled back, separated from myself from that, support them, but from a distance. She's got a big family. She's got a lot of support, and they are better at it than I am because I don't have that cultural backing. So now I've moved as of February the 1st. I've moved to a new apartment. I'm about 15-minute walk in any direction to 90% of everything I need in my life. I'm right here by the Malecon. I spend my evenings watching the sunset and families playing with their kids and sipping a little tequila here and there, having a time of it. But my book was catalyzed by this experience. You might say this book is a teaching biography. The stories what I've been through is in the book. Not all, but enough for people to get an idea that it's not the end. Change is not the end. It's the beginning. It's the beginning if you just turn that veil around and look at it from a different perspective. Everything changes. I think it's Dr. Wayne Dyer that said, change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
That's right.
True.
There was a time in my life, a long time ago, where my second wife had left me. She took all the money. I was a pillar in the Pasadena community. I was a contractor. I was everything that, would define success. Well, she went by the bank on the way out of town and changed my lifestyle in about 30 minutes. I had a gun in my hand. I was ready to end it all. I was that desperate. Here I was, no money, suddenly $150,000, $200,000 in debt, with no way of how in the world was I ever going to dig out of that hole? Did I even want to dig out of that hole? I was just like, oh, this would be easier.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I just couldn't do that. I had.
Glad you didn't.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, why? People ask me, well, what made you change your mind? And I wish I could tell you that. I don't know. I just sat with it. I sat with it long enough for something inside me to say, no, no.
Think about it
You've you
differently, and
you've
your
started over before.
your
Yep.
change
You
will
started
happen.
over before. You started over, and I started recounting the times in my life that I'd started all over from nothing, and facing the same kind of darkness. And I thought, well, if you did it before, you can do it again. Pick yourself up. You're going to have to go find another set of tools because the set of tools that you've been using haven't been navigating life the way you want done. So let's go find some new tools.
That's
And so I
great.
did. I started out, and I remembered in the 60s and 70s, there was throughout the United States, there was a lot of experiential experiments going on, some cultural, social, people doing crazy things, and besides just dropping acid and all that kind of stuff. Get together in a group, and everybody take off their shoes and put your bare feet together in a circle and see how that feels. It was just that time of life. It was an exploratory time. And
Mhm.
firewalking, I had heard about it. I'd not seen it, but I never got to do it. So I asked around. Somebody said, yeah, I think somebody still does that. They gave me the website. I got on the website, looked it up. Sure enough, Mr. John Mazel had been teaching firewalking for, well, since 80s, I guess, 70s. Tolly McKenna started in California in the 70s. So John was one of his first students. And he was only 20 minutes from where I lived. So I went to a firewalk. I said, yeah, I'm going to go to a firewalk. So I got to a firewalk. And that experience changed my life.
Sent you in a
Absolutely.
new direction.
Yep.
It opened up channels in me that I didn't
Yes.
know existed.
Yes. And Ted, we're going to have to pause here because we're past our time.
Oh,
I
sorry.
I don't, yes, I didn't want it to end, but unfortunately it is a 30-minute podcast. So
Oh,
tell us two things. One, when will your book be out, or
Yep.
approximately?
mm-mm.
And two,
When can you come back?
yeah, well, okay, there's three then.
That's
So
three.
my
Okay.
second one is, how do people reach you? How do they
Yeah.
contact you?
Okay. My email, you can have Ted Shaw at boundlessachievements.com.
Perfect. Okay. And when do you think your book will be ready to?
It's in the editing process now.
Okay.
Okay.
All the chapters have been laid out. They've all been rough drafted in. We're going through the editing process now. I would love to see this thing published in the next 4 weeks, but I'm not
Are there any pre-sales available?
Yeah, or launch party planned?
Thanks for the idea.
Well,
There is none, but I can make it happen.
okay. So here's the deal. So in our third week, which you should go back and replay this video, Red O'Loughlin is teaching about how to get your book up and what to do and how to drip things out before and do
Cool.
pre-sales.
All right.
So if you join our community, you can see all the replays, but that one I think is the one that you really need to see, Ted.
Okay.
It's
All right.
Red O'Loughlin, and he actually he used me as a example. He said, "Okay, Marian, you're going to write a book, and this is what you need to do." And he took me down the steps, and the pre-sale was one. So if you had pre-sale available on Amazon right now, people, when this goes live, people would be able to go ahead and buy the book, knowing that it's coming out in a month, knowing that it's coming out soon, type of thing.
Oh,
Right.
I'll get right on that.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I
And when
highly
he helped me
recommend that.
he helped me publish my book. Red's amazing.
He really is. He
He's
was
got
on fire. I told him that. So this is interesting that fire, fire, fire. So I said,
Yeah.
Red, you were on fire last night, because then I upload the video to the replays. And he said, oh, did I get burned? Like,
No,
that's Red for you. He's just like, yeah, what? I said, no, you just got tan. But anyway,
This is the year of the fire horse. It
that's
makes
right.
absolute sense.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Ted, it was wonderful. We're going to have you back very soon. Usually we wait, 6 months to a year to have somebody back, but I think we need to have you back
Yes,
much, much
I
sooner. So
agree.
yes, so
Okay.
you'll get with Ricki and make that happen. Thank you, everybody, for
I'd love
listening
to.
to us. Thank you for being here with us. We're on
Comment
YouTube.
below.
We're on YouTube. We're on all the podcast apps, and Ricki's going to close us out.
Yes, please. If there was anything that you heard, 1, 2, or 12 things that you heard, pick one and let us know. Comment below, please, and come back to hear and see the Connector's Edge. We're here every week. We're on all the podcast apps, platforms. Come join us, and we definitely will have Ted come back again. And thank you so much, and have an absolutely wonderful, blessed, whatever. Manifest something great. Bye
Bye
for
for
now.
now.